anabhishvangaha. Another word, putra-dara grihadishu anabhishvangaha. Abhishvangaha means over attachment. Atisnehaha. Attachment to whom? To what? To people, to objects. People like children and other relatives, home, and other objects, vehicle, and so on. Putra dara grihadishu, spouse. Here is a very important thing is pointed out. Sneha is affection. Atisneha is what is said here as a source of problem. Affection is necessary. In a nuclear home, when there is no joint family, overt affection is necessary. Overt means external, means visible. One may have affection, one has affection towards children, but that affection is inside, it's never shown outside in our culture. But the affection is shown by grandparents, uncles, and others. But parents generally, in a joint family, don't express overt affection. And the family is no more extended family. It has become nuclear. Me and spouse and children. This is the family. So in a nuclear family, when grandparents are not there around, uncles and aunties are not there around, to show overt affection to the child, and the child needs overt affection, a father, mother should look into the eyes of the child and show appreciation and express the appreciation and love, affection. It is important for the child's growth, emotional stability, security, the core person to be secure. The child needs that kind of validation, kind of affection. If it is not there, then it will seek affection later and gets into problems. And therefore, to grow secure, a child must have a core person, secure core person. The child is the core person, really. In an adult, the child is the core person. Whatever the child is, that child becomes the core person. The child has to feel secure. In overt affection, there is a sense of security, a sense of validation. Imagine what would be the baby's thinking about itself when everybody else is walking, talking. The child itself doesn't know that I'm going to grow up later and I will walk and I will talk and I will do. The baby doesn't know. It only feels helpless, cannot even turn. And later it can at least crawl, but still it cannot stand and walk and talk. Even if it can stand, it cannot do exactly what the father does, what the mother does. Naturally, the child thinks father is a giant, mother is another giant, gianty, if you want. In the view of a child, the parents are gods, and if the child can contribute to the joy of the parents, then the child feels that I am a contributor. And the child can contribute to the joy of parents only when parents express that they are happy. Looking at the child and looking at the capacity of the child gets into a stool and jumps down. It's only 1 foot stool. And the child feels as though it's a great giant. And the mother feels happy and expresses, wow, you are wonderful. Child feels good. I make my mother happy, my dad happy. That makes out of the child a survivor, a struggler to survive, a contributor to the joy of my parents. Parents means gods for the child. And all through life as an adult, that person is going to be a contributor, not merely a grabber. That person alone can conform to dharma very happily. It's easy because that person becomes very caring and loving. All crimes start from the neglect of the child. If the child is made to feel that it is a contributor to the joy of the parents cannot leave anything better as a legacy to the child. This is the greatest thing that the parents can do to a child. Not their real estate and their wealth, it's all meaningless, honestly. This is the legacy. You make out of the child a contributor, a person who can easily conform to dharma. that person is going to be a complete person. And therefore, it is necessary to have overt affection shown to the child, but at the same time, atisneha, abhishwangaha is not healthy. Atisneha means sending the child to the school and then getting restless. Will the child come back or not? Will the child come back or not? When the child comes back, the restlessness is useless, correct? It's a wasted restlessness. And therefore, that's called atisneha. One has to be prayerful, no doubt. But with a prayer, with our care and affection, we do all that is to be done to be sure that the child learns. And it's also important, the child is with the parents up to 4 years or 4.5 years. Not sending the child to this daycare school when the child is 2 years old. And then this first kg and second kg, these are all destruction to the child. Unless the mother goes along with the child to the school. And it is not proper to send the child to the school. Teach the child at home. If you are working, take off for 4 years. It is good to take off for 4 years and take care of the child. You will be doing a great service to our country, honestly. A good citizen you will be contributing. And that person may become a great leader. And for all that, a child has to be cared for 4 to 4.5 years with the presence of mother, in the awareness of the child, and that presence is never lost. When the child feels, I want to see the mother must be available somewhere around. We started a school in Madras where the mother has to go with the child. And we have a separate class for mothers. We teach them heritage, our culture, the Vedic heritage. And they also have a class. And the children have their own class. And the child is free. And child, after half an hour sitting there, feels like finding out whether mother is around or not. Slowly walks to the other room where the mother is supposed to sit there. And the child goes there and looks for the mother, and mother is there and goes and sits on the lap of the mother, or just looks at the mother, mother looks at the child, child comes back. Because in the child's awareness, the presence of mother must be there. Mother need not be physically around all the time, but mother should be available for the child to check up whether mother is there or not. Whenever in its awareness mother is out, is not there, the child needs to check up. If that mother is not there when it needs to check up, then the child feels, I am abandoned. I am abandoned. Why? Because the child has to give a reason to itself. And the reason is, I am no good. And that's why I am here, abandoned. And therefore, when the child goes back to win the mother's love, because it needs that care, because it has to survive, therefore it will put up a show, it is very happy. It enjoyed the school. Mother thinks, my child enjoys the school so much. The more child shows that it has enjoyed the school, the more heavy is the unconscious. More heavy is the pain, and that is all relegated to the unconscious. And child puts up a show as though it is happy. And the unconscious controls the child all through its life. When it grows up as an adult, it's controlled by the unconscious, because nobody has a control over the unconscious in as much as nobody knows what is there in the unconscious. The unconscious controls. You can always control the conscious. All conscious problems we can correct by proper thinking. But the unconscious we cannot correct. Even Vedanta cannot correct. That is why we require to spend a lot of time in order to even surface the unconscious and take care of it. And therefore it's very, very important that the unconscious is not heavy and it is normal. To make the child very secure, one has to, the mother and father both have to make the child feel that they care for the child. This is called sneha. Ati sneha is a problem. Sending the child and then all the time worrying is called ati sneha. Ati sneha everywhere is a problem. In fact, in your love and care the child grows. In your over anxiety, the child is strangulated. It doesn't grow properly. And therefore, putra dara grihadishu, care is necessary. Affection is necessary. More than affection, and over dependence, over attachment is neither good for the person nor for the persons for whom one has over attachment. And of course, house, etc., is to be cared, not neglected. But one cannot really enjoy an inner composure and leisure. One is overly attached to house and other possessions. One loses, in other words, touch with the reality. Therefore, as I have already told you, even with reference to possessions, one must have a certain objectivity. This is objectivity. Absence of ownership is asakti. But possessions are inevitable. These are all possessions, prized possessions. And towards them, I need to have care, and if they are children and others, affection and care, love, but anxiety, etc., is neither good for them nor for the one who has. Putradara grihadishu anabhishvangaha. Then we are told that all these are possible only when in your awareness the presence of Ishvara is always there. Mayi ananya yogena avyabhicharini bhakti. If the presence of Ishvara is in your awareness, like for the child, the mother's presence is there. Like the same way, for the adult, the presence of Ishvara in the awareness is always there. Because nothing is going to substitute Ishvara. Because everything is Ishvara. Therefore, if Ishvara is substituted, then Ishvara becomes another object. You think of a tree. Tree alone is in your vicinity, in the awareness. Tree alone is there. Everything else is out. Then you think of a cow. Tree is gone, cow is there. And you think of another human being so well that cow is gone. A human being is there. And the human being, you think of one, and now you think of another, then this human being is gone. Another human being has come. And that human being is gone, something else comes. Now you think of Ishvara, and all these have gone, Ishvara has come. You think of again your friend, Ishvara is gone, friend has come. Now who is Ishvara? Like one person, like an object. You think of pumpkin, Ishvara is gone. Think of Ishvara, pumpkin is gone. Then Ishvara is what? Another pumpkin. Something is wrong drastically. We'll think about it next time. Thank you.
Guru Seva